It is your girl Chastity J, and I am here with a quick word from God. So I'm gonna give folks about 2 minutes to join us. I have a meeting in like the next 13 minutes or so. Um, but yeah, we'll give folks a few minutes to hop on and join. I know I definitely do not go live during the daytime, but God had a quick word of encouragement, a rhema word, which is a noun word. So I'm going to go ahead. Okay, we got one person. Let's see. Hey, hey, hey. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and get on with this word because I do have a meeting in a few minutes. But God just wanted to give somebody some encouragement. So this may be a word for you, which is it's a rhema word, a noun word. He reminded me of a time like when I got laid off from my job back in 2021, and then a old coworker he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, your position is available." So it was like a couple months, maybe a couple months to a year later. He was like, "Hey, your position is available again. If you wanted to come back, they are looking to fill that role." And God told me, He was like, "No, mm-mm. Do not go backwards. Like the past is a past for a reason." And so this is a noun word for a lot of folks. You maybe have been contemplating or thinking about either people or things or even habits from the past that you used to indulge or engage in. And God is telling you He brought you out of those situations and brought you into a new life, a new chapter for a reason. Do not go backwards. Do not go backwards. He keeps every day, y'all. God reminds me about Second Corinthians 5:17, and it just basically states that the old has passed away, all things become new. You are in a new season, even if it doesn't, you don't see the blessings. You can, I'm sure, you could take a few seconds and just think back about the past, like maybe where you were emotionally, spiritually, mentally, even financially. You're probably now in a better situation than you were in the past. So God just reminded me about that. He wanted to give somebody some encouragement. This is a noun word. You may have been thinking about going backwards, whether it's like habits, like I mentioned, or even relationships, old jobs and stuff. Do not do it. Do not do it. He brought you out of that situation for a reason, and He is bringing you into a new life, or He's blessing you more for your obedience. If He told you to leave it, then leave it, whether it's an old job or, relationship. Definitely habits, I'm sure, unless your habits have gotten worse, or you went backwards, or you're doing things that God probably didn't tell you to do. And if this message convicts you or pull on your heartstrings, then this may be a message for you specifically. But of course, as always, take it back to God. But God just kind of reminded me about that, like when my old coworker reached out and was like, "Hey, we have your old role available, if you wanted to come back." And God was like, "Don't you do it. You bet not." Y'all know how our mamas be like, "You bet not do it." That's how God did me. He was like, "You bet not go backwards. Do not go back to that old job, even if they offer it." And I literally, even though I wasn't gonna go back, but I looked at my life now, or in that time during that season, and I was like, I would be a fool to go backwards, because financially I'm getting paid way more. I'm remote, so I would much rather be remote than being in person, even though then I was like hybrid, 3 days in the office and then 2 days from home. But God was like, look at your life now, even mentally, like you're more stable. Like that job used to stress you out. You feel like you were not elevating, you were not growing, you felt so stagnant. So why would you even consider going backwards? Why would you even consider going backwards? So this is just a word to give somebody some encouragement. Even if you got to write down the pros and cons of your now situation, whether it's your current job, your current relationship, and write down the pros and cons of that past situation. Do it if you have to and look at the differences. I can guarantee, I'm pretty sure your now is much better than your past. Whatever your now is, even if it's just the slightest one difference, that's better is better than your past. So do not go backwards. God takes us through different seasons for reasons. I'm sure you all have heard the saying that every situation or other people, they're in your lives for a season and a reason. So even if it's like a past relationship, my ex that I was with for like 10 years is constantly reaching out for me to go backwards. And God is like, no, if you trust me, you be obedient and you leave the past in the past, I'm going to give you way more than what you expected, way more than what you quote unquote lost, way more than what that person had to offer you, whether it's love, you know, messing up my life. But God was just like, I'm giving you so much more than what you thought you lost or that you had in the past. So just be obedient and hold on. Even if you get lonely, even if you get bored, even if you're just wanting to entertain someone, and this is specifically about relationships, he's like, don't do it. Just let me give you comfort. Let me give you peace. Let me give you that love that you're seeking or you're waiting on from your spouse. So, God just wanted to give y'all a quick word and just encourage y'all, do not go backwards. Don't go backwards. Do not. Unless God tells you to go backwards, as God may tell you to go back. He might have been like, you had to learn some things, that other person had to learn some things, or you had to grow and elevate career wise or business wise, but so that you could fully embrace the newness of that situation. He may tell you to go backwards. I mean, not necessarily backwards, because you won't be going backwards if there's elevation, growth, and healing. But unless God tells you to entertain that situation or thing again, do not do it. Confirm with Him always. I tell people all the time when they ask me for my advice or recommendations, I'm like, did you check with God? Because I am not God. I am simply a vessel. And I'm checking with God for my own business, my own life, my own decisions daily. And if God is quiet and He's silent, then I don't bust a move until He tell me to. Or He will tell me straight up no, straight up yes. But if He quiet, then I'm like, maybe it's not right now. I'm not gonna take that as a yes or a no, but I'm gonna wait until He tells me to move. But yeah, y'all. This was just simply a quick word of encouragement. Don't go backwards. Do not. Don't go back to old habits, old situations, old people, old jobs, old friends. Like, unless you see that they have changed and God has put it on your heart to re engage with that person because they have changed, they had to learn, grow, heal, or whatever, then that's when you go backwards. Let me stop saying you go backwards. That's when you re-engage with that person, because I'm a true believer. Don't go backwards. Even if it's the same person, if they've done their work or the situation has changed, then you're technically not going backwards. You're just opening another chapter, opening a new life. And to add on to that, I had like my ex best friend from third grade reach out to me, which we've engaged over the past couple of years. But a couple of years ago, I think about 7 years ago, we stopped being friends. And I just kept the business professional. I was still providing services for her and stuff. And because I ain't gonna let nothing come between me and my money. That's just it. We ain't even gotta like each other. We ain't gotta be friends. We will be respectful. But when it comes to my coins, I ain't gonna let nothing jeopardize it. But she reached out to me here recently and was like, God has been putting it on my heart for probably the last year to make amends and stuff, and all that good stuff. And I was like, I'm open to it. I prayed about it when she reached out to me. Before I even responded to her, I prayed about it. I took it to God. I was like, God, is this even a person you want me to re-engage with, have a relationship with? Like, what do you need from me, God? Just speak to me, give me direction, because I can't afford to, reopen any wounds that I've healed from. And so God told me, He was like, yeah, she's different. So you can re engage with her, but y'all are re engaging on a new level. This is a new chapter. Y'all both have done a lot of inner work, a lot of healing. So I think y'all are in a space to re engage with one another and have a healthier relationship, set those boundaries, and all of those things. So that's just an example. If God does tell you to re engage with someone from your past, it will be situations like that. But as I did, check with God before you even respond to that person, engage, entertain them, or anything, because we done did too much work, too much healing, too much growth, elevation to go backwards or even put us back in a situation that's gonna jeopardize our life, our healing, our growth, and take us backwards or even take us out of character. Because, baby, I will not entertain anyone that's going to make me get out of character and cut up and bring back the old chastity that God done pulled me out of, because I ain't got time for that. Don't have time. But I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. Take this word back to God. You will know if it resonated with you, if it pulled on your heartstrings, if it convicted you, if you were thinking about going backwards to like an old job, an old situation, because, it may, on the surface level, it may look better than what you got going on right now, or if even an ex or somebody you used to, maybe a sneaky link or something, and you think that they're a better person or it's better than nothing because currently you're single, check with God. Check with God and don't go backwards, baby. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. The old has passed away. All things became new. You're a new creature. You're a new person. So engage respectfully and allow God to give you that newness, bless you with the new chapter, the new blessing of things, even as lonely as you may be. But I hope you guys have a phenomenal Thursday, y'all. Let's catch these blessings, okay? Because God has been having me feel like it's Christmas in August, and I'm gonna probably go live tomorrow and tell y'all about a dream that I had the other night. But I've just been like in a Christmas cheerful spirit, so I'm like, Jesus, I know you about to drop down some blessings, you know. But I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. And just, I'm praying for you guys, praying that this word confirms some things and just bless you beyond your expectations. God loves y'all. I love y'all too, or whatever. And, share this word with somebody that may need a little encouragement or a reminder of do not go backwards. Okay? Choose the correct path, either backwards or forward. All right, y'all. That means I gotta go. Bye, y'all.